So this is a great question, and yes, definitely. So first of all, if a child's got ADHD and they struggle to focus in school, you know, it's not lazy, it's not deliberate, and they're not trying to wind everyone up for sport. We know ADHD affects attention regulation, so it's not as simple as we just need to focus more or we just need to concentrate more. And if just concentrate or just focus worked, then every child would be sorted and not be out of a job. So one of the things that can be really confusing about ADHD, as I alluded to in the webinar earlier, is that a child might focus beautifully on one thing and then be completely switched off on another. And it can be bizarre because we think, well, you can focus for hours when you are playing on the Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, but that's not really how ADHD works. ADHD brains are interest-led. They focus better when there's something urgent, interesting, novel, practical, engaging or emotionally engaging, or it's got a clear purpose. So if you're 14-year-old struggling to focus in school without medication, we need to look at what support is around the task. And obviously I train teachers in this anyway, but let me start by making something really clear. A lot of kids with ADHD don't struggle because they can't do the work. They struggle because they don't know where to start. It's like they've got to climb a mountain before the work even begins. So instead of get on with your work, they might need more prompts. So speaking to his teachers about this. So what do I do first? How long do I do it for? What does finish look like? What does good actually look like? And making sure that the teacher knows that they need to chunk the work. So rather than complete the worksheet, it would be write your name, write the date, complete questions 1, 2, 3, then check in. And that gives the brain a smaller target and a quicker sense of progress and motivates the ADHD brain. And if the teacher can start using movement sensibly, you know, not every child sits learning like a Victorian ornament at the end of the day. Some kids focus better when they are moving. So a discrete fidget, standing briefly, a planned movement break. But I mean, of course, we want the teacher to be engaging in movement as a strategy. But if they're being called out and they're embarrassed, they'll get defensive and they'll shut down. So any sort of quiet prompts, visual reminders, low-key check-ins, they are way better than calling them out. And also involve your son in the conversation. He's 14, he's probably going to have a decent idea which lessons feel impossible and which feel easier for him. So get him involved in the conversation and say, right, what helps your brain switch on? What makes it easier? What makes it harder? Which teachers get the best out of you? And what are they doing? What are they doing differently? You know, can they collaborate? Because the goal isn't to force him isn't to force him to focus through like shame or what he can't do. The goal is to understand what his brain needs so he can access the learning without feeling like school is just like one long daily character assassination. I'm sure that isn't the case, but medication I can't advise on. I'm not qualified, but it is one option for families. But whether they're medicated or not, they still need good support, clear expectations, flexible strategies, and adults who understand them and who understand ADHD properly. Medication is merely one piece of the puzzle.